Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I got my UV light out today, guys. I got all kinds of cool stuff out and I even tested it to make sure it was gonna work before I came on and made a complete idiot out of myself. What I have, so this came as Happy Mail the other day, and ever since I opened it, I've been excited to do them. These are bezels in the shapes of animals. So you got a turtle, you got an owl, you have elephants and dragonflies and butterflies. Let's see what else. I think that's all of them. Yes. So I definitely want to do at least one of each. So let me pull out one of each. So that's 5 of them. And I tested it and look at how it came out. So I've been on the Crackle thing and my last one was a complete fail and I really had to come up with a plan to fix it. If you didn't see that, I'll link the video at the end and you could see how that one went. But look at this one. It worked. It worked pretty good. And I'm doing it 2 different ways. And I'm going to show you both ways that I did it. So are you ready for that? So these came with these. So I'm not going to pour them because they're glass. And why make them if they've already given them to me? So we need, let's see, let me make sure they're going to fit. That one goes in the owl. Butterfly. That is the... I thought the dragonfly and the elephant were the same, but they are not. So the elephant is just a tad bit bigger than, so yeah, this dragonfly is going to be challenging because it's so tiny. Let me see if this one's going to fit in there. Yep. And then we have an oval one for the turtle. So I purchased on Amazon, I will link everything below for you. I got some Crackle nail polishes because I heard all the chatter about nail polish and Crackle. And I'm like, I didn't even know there was such a thing. Here they are. So look at all the colors. I've got red, green, orange, black, white, blue, purple, and I think it's a brownish. Yeah, it's like a brownish, maroonish color. So these instructions given with the kit are for nails. So we have to flip it upside down because we're doing it upside down. And I did it 2 ways. I have my E6000 out because that's how I glued this one in. So that one's done. Let me show you how I did it. So the first way I did it, so on nails, let me explain how it goes on nails. So if you're doing your nails, you put the white on, you cure it under the UV lamp for 1 minute, it said, and then put on your Crackle color and let it air dry. And then you would coat it with your clear and UV it again. So because we're not doing it that way, we need it in reverse because we can't do it that way or all you would see is white. So let's do the butterfly one first. So what I did was I took the back of the bezel. What color do we want the butterfly, you guys? Purple? Or you could do different colors if you wanted to, but I'm not going to go crazy today because I just learned how to do this myself a few minutes ago. So this, you are going to... I let it air dry if you want to, but get enough on there because it's glass. It doesn't really paint on like your nail. So I did make sure I got enough on. Not too much though. You don't want it pooling. And then you're going to let it air dry. Once it got close to being done air dried, I did put it on the UV light because UV light does put some heat out to help it air dry. So we're going to do it that way. So I'm just going to let that sit there for a moment. So we're going to do it one way like that. And the other way, I have parchment paper out. And I'm going to kind of take Daniel Cooper's idea. However, I'm not doing UV colors. I'm going to do the white because this is supposed to be cured for the nail polish to go on top. It actually worked this way, but it works really good this way. So on this paper, let me move this out of the way so you all can see what I'm doing. Just not enough room in this place. I need like a massive studio. All right, what I'm gonna do is different colors. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. I've already got that one done. So I am going to just paint on this parchment paper the way, as if it was a nail. 4 colors. Well, 4 patches of white. And then I'm going to put it underneath the UV light for 1 minute, like it said. So I'm going to get a good coat on here because I don't know what color I'm going to use for what. We're going to get it cured, and then we will pick our colors, and I don't know how big I need it because I'm just randomly placing it on here. And it likes to kind of retract from itself on this, so make sure you put enough on if you're going to do this. What did I say? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want 4 colors. And one of them doesn't need to be big because that dragonfly is very tiny, but too late. Okay. I'm just going to put it in my light for 1 minute. Let me put that back on. And cure it. It's not like fully cured, but cured enough. So, in the meantime, I will put you on a pause, I guess. I do want to show you one thing I learned off camera before I came on to start this video. I did put that one in to see if it would dry a little faster. I'm not sure if I made it too thick or not, but I did try the paper and this is how it came out. So what I learned on this is your streak marks on the color need to be as even as possible without streaking, you know what I mean? So the brush marks is what you don't want. So this one ended up with some brush marks on it. So not crazy about the brush marks. So I'm not going to use this piece. So I'm going to try to do a better job on these. So I'm still waiting my 1 minute. Let me see if it's, because it doesn't have to be fully cured. You're just, yeah, that's probably good. I'm going to leave that in there. I'm not sure if that's too thick or not. Okay, so let's see. We want what color for the owl? We'll do the brownish color for the owl. And he needs a pretty big bezel. So let's see which one will fit. We'll do that one. I'm hoping I have big enough. Looks like it shrunk a little bit. So this is what I'm talking about. You don't want the streak marks when you're painting the paint on, if at all possible. Maybe get a bigger brush, I'm thinking. Let me see if I have a bigger brush available before it dries. Let's try this. Oh, that made it too thin. Nope, don't do that. I don't think it'll work that thin. Do this again over the white. And it says to let it air dry. And I think I'm going to end up with brush marks no matter what I do. So we'll see how that comes out. If I don't like it, we won't move on until I do it over again. Let me just wash this brush out real quick. Some acetone so I don't ruin it. And then, let's see, the turtle one is the next largest. I think it'll fit on that one. I was wanting the green for the turtle shell, so let's try the green again. The green one is right here. And it takes a couple of minutes, but not very long, to dry on here. See, that's how I got those brush marks, and I was hoping they were going to go away, but they did not. See, and they're not going away on here either. Let me see if I do it really thin, if it changes anything. I mean, you'll have a lighter color green, but the question is it going to crackle? Let's check that. And then the other two are really small. So we will do the butterfly in purple. Maybe? Let's try purple. And then I think I'm going to get my paint skins out because I love these bezels. I'm going to see if I can back some in paint skins. Maybe I'll try one really thick. Well, thick doesn't work either, I don't think. Well, didn't I do the other one in purple? Oh well, now we have two in purple. The only challenge I see is the brush marks. It's the only challenge I'm seeing. And then we'll do black. black for the elephant. See what happens. See the black? You can't even see the brush marks. Let me see if this did anything. Is that even dry? See, I'm wondering if I did it too. No, it's not completely dry yet. So let's just let these things dry. I'm gonna let these air dry naturally for 5 or 10 minutes and see what happens to that one. I might have to do it a little bit thinner, but I will let you know what happens in the end. While I'm waiting for those to dry, you could see that one's working really fast because it was a lot thinner. This one's working pretty good. It was a like medium thickness, and these two were thicker, so they're not quite done yet. That one's still working. I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. We might have to take it off and start over with a thinner one. But until then, I grabbed my folder full of different paint skins that Debbie gave me from her acrylic pours. So with her extra paint, like we have extra resin, she pours this out on silicone, I think she said, and then lets it dry. And then she gave me a whole bunch of skins. So in order to use them, I'm going to put a dab of UV resin right on that skin. Just a little bit, because when it comes out the side, then you have to start trimming, which you need enough to do it, but you don't need too much. I don't know. It's just, and then you press it down until you don't see any bubbles, and make sure you could see it underneath there if it went all the way to each edge, which it did. So that looks really good. Nothing really came out the sides at all, I don't think. And all you do is pop it underneath the light and let that cure. And we're still waiting. Check that. It's going crack. And that one's starting. That one's just starting. This one, not so much. I see it drying, but I don't see it cracking. So I might have to do that a little bit thinner. I'm going to grab another paint skin. So that I'm going to do the turtle in that blue one. Let's do an owl and a butterfly. We'll do 2 more paint skins. So I need a couple more rounds. There's one. There's one. So let me go grab 2 more paint skins and we will see what color we can use for these 2. This one is done. It came out. So all I'm going to do is take my scissors and carefully trim around it. This is the part where you don't want the resin coming out from the sides of the bezel, or I'm sorry, the cabochon, because you'll be having to cut through it and trim it, and you might end up having to top coat your cabochon, but these are glass, so it's not that big of a deal. Resin is a little more finicky, but check that out. Is that gorgeous or what? Where is my turtle? Then all I do is take E6000. I hope you guys know people who have paint skins that you can grab from them. You gotta find somebody in the paint pouring community who's willing to give them to you or sell them to you, because you guys can make some gorgeous jewelry out of these and nobody will ever know how you did it. Check that out. That is so pretty. And I like working with the glass ones better because the resin is so finicky. If it's not cured right or all the way through, you can end up getting it cloudy and then you got to top coat it. So that one is done. Now I grabbed 2 more colors. I got this bright one for the butterfly, and I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the pink, a little bit of the purple, and a little bit of the white and black right there in the center, and do the same thing on this. As you can see, these are all crackling. That one's going to take longer. So let me grab the resin. Just need a tiny dab because it's a small little circle. You can always pull it off and start over and push it down. And you can see through it. I know you can't, but I can see through it, and you will too when you do it. I'm just going to turn it because it didn't go all the way to the edge. That looks cool. And I'm just going to do both of them at the same time. So this is the one I chose for the owl. And something like there, on the end, so I'm just going to cut that piece off. These are precious to me because you only have so much to work with, so you don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one and just put a dab where I want it. Put it on and squash it down. Try not to squash it out, like you have control. See, that one squashed out a little, so I might have a little problem trimming. So let those cure. Those are for those two. This one, I think I'm gonna wipe it off and start over again because it's not working that well. It's so thick. Now, when I did it on this one that I showed you in the beginning, I did it really, really thin. So I'm going to wipe this one off and I will be right back. I used a little bit of alcohol and a little bit of scraping from my knife and it came right off. So because I did that one in purple, let's do, which one was this for? The butterfly. Let's do the red, I guess. And I'm going to do it a little thinner so it can dry and crackle a little easier. I mean, I know it works backwards. We just got to get it to do its thing. So that's thinner, and let me see if these are done. That one's done. That one's dry. That one, I'm not even going to touch that one yet. And this light just went off. So let's see what we got here. Oops. That was 2 minutes under the light. Let me just trim these because I want to save these for the future. Okay, all I'm gonna do, trim around it. And that resin was thin enough, it's not giving me any problems with my scissors to cut it. And then we're gonna just glue it in. Isn't that pretty? Just pick which way you want it up. Look at that. So pretty. A little bit of glue and it will be there forever. Just place it on there however you decide you want it. I do like the glass, I have to say. If you guys can find glass ones that fit into your open bezels, highly recommend the glass ones. Let's try this one. Perfect color for an owl. And that trims off so simple. Look at that, even a little bit of glitter in there. So just kind of flip it around, see what you like. That looks good, up and down just like that. Glue it on and done. This is like the easiest, simplest, especially for you guys that are beginning. This is so simple. And it packs a punch. Look at that. Thank you, Debbie. I love these skins. I've been using them quite often lately. So me and Debbie are going to have to paint pour so I can get some more. All right, so for these, I'm going to just set that aside. And while that one's still crackling, I'll just cut these other into pieces. So that's going to take a little while longer because it was a lot thicker. So just cut them into pieces and really pretend it's a paint skin, honestly. I'm going to do it the exact same way. Just be gentle with them. They are fragile. All right, so that one is done. Which one was which? I don't remember. That's the problem. Don't remember what I said. Where did oh, that was that one. We'll do, I know the turtle was going to be green. So there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on my light. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm using high viscosity resin. It's just thicker to work with. And I thought that might be a little bit easier to control it squishing everywhere. I'm going to set it right on there. Squish it till it hits the edge. I think I'm going to hold it for a second while the light goes on, just so we don't get a bubble. And then this one, will that fit on here? Yes, that'll look really cool. See this piece, it's really loose. I'm just gonna flake it off so it doesn't give me an issue. And then we shall put it in here. Let me shut the light off. Grab the resin. One small dot. Make sure it's clean. Put it down and squash. That looks good. And then this one we will do, I'm just going to let that sit for just a second until I turn the light off. This one has a little bit that's peeling. I just don't want that to interfere. But let's see if we can find a little spot with a lot of crackle. So just push it around, see where you like it. I think that spot will be the best back there. It's got the most crackle. Let me just shut the light off. I barely need any resin for this one at all. It's so small. And I'm going to push it down and cure. Let that go through that whole process. This is working still. I don't know if it's done or not, but we're going to give it a few more minutes. Let me check on this one. I'm going to put that under the light. For some reason, it's not working. It worked the first time. So I don't know. We're going to try it anyway. Because this little cabochon is so stinking small, I can use a corner, so I don't even have to wait anymore. I'm going to use this corner that has the most crackle just for sake of time and not waiting. One barely a drop. I'm going to put it on this crackle way over here. Right on that edge. I think it's all the way through. I don't see why it couldn't be. And we're going to cure. So let me just let it do a full cycle since I'm lost. I think this one's probably done though. And let's cut it around. Now don't forget you have the paper on here as well. So I'm just going to cut around it and then remove the parchment paper. You don't want to forget that. So easy, you guys. This is so easy. There we go. I'll just get that parchment paper off. There we go. This one was for the elephant, right? Yep. Just gonna grab a dab of glue. And press it in. There's that one. Let's see which one was next. I think I did the green one. Still waiting on this one. I don't think it's working, you guys. It worked the first time. It's not working this time. So that's a bummer. I don't know what I did differently the first time, but we're gonna forget I mentioned that technique. Let me cut that. Oh, look, you could just peel the paper off and then cut around the nail polish. It might be easier. It's probably going to flake everywhere, though. Check that out. That is so pretty for the turtle. Little green shell. A little bit of glue. You're getting the hang of it, right? That one's quite large. Lots of glue. I think I took the paper off of this one, did I not? Yeah, I think I did. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like it's not off. Let me just make sure because I don't want... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's off. There we go. Let's press it in there. And then what do we have? This one's probably ready. Let me just, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna take the paper off so I know I took it off. Trim around. This one was for the butterfly, right? I think. Maybe not. This might have been for the owl. I can't keep track. So it's similar to that resin paper technique, but you almost have to do it this way because that's what the instructions say for your nail polish. The white should go down, and you can't just use any white nail polish gel. It says you have to use this one, so obviously there's something in it that creates the effect. This is so cool. Glue, press it down. Look at that, you guys. People are not going to have a clue how easy this was when you're asking all kinds of money for your jewelry. Really cool. What am I waiting for? This one we can do. Let's peel the paper. And this one was for the dragonfly. And then I'm going to clean off. I want to put something on the back of that other butterfly that I took out. So maybe I'll grab another paint skin since you got the hang of this. And that technique did not work for some reason. It worked the first time. I showed you the results. There we go. It's not exactly round. That one is so hard. It's so tiny. Just pop some glue in here. Can't tell if that's... Oh, I need to trim a little bit more. Like, I didn't think it was round. What in the world did I do here? Is that gonna fit in here? No, because I had too much resin. So I have to trim this. The resin is like mimicking the glass. I don't want to use my nail file because I'm afraid I might file off the whole piece. Let me see if it's gonna fit. Just about. Maybe I will try a little bit of a file. Oops, let me grab that. Gently. It's just this white side. See if it fits. Yep, I think it's fitting now. Just a dab of glue. Oops. There we go. I don't know if black and white was the perfect choice for this one, but that's what I'm going with. So that's pretty cool. So we got this one left that did not work. I do not see any of the crackling. So let me just, I'm going to clean this off and we'll do something else with it. I want to try something, you guys. I pulled out my Emerald Ocean, which is a stunning glitter that I have. I'm going to make the paper like Daniel Cooper did out of this one and see if it'll work. Because the best try that I had the other day on that video was with my opal glitter, unicorn glitter, and it looked like an opal when I was finished. I didn't have good luck with the other things I was using, the mica powders. So I'm going to try this one, but I want enough glitter that you're going to see it, because this is one of the most beautiful glitters that I have. Other than opal, of course, that I'm partial to. So I'm just going to put that on this paper here. I don't need much. I just need enough for that one tiny little... And people are going to go, why don't you just put it on the back of the bezel? Well, because if I did that, it wouldn't be flat anymore. And I want a flat piece, which is why I'm going to do it this way. If it's not flat, it's not going to sit right on that butterfly. So I'm just going to grab my little squeegee here. But I don't want it too thin, because you can see that the glitter is separating. So I'm going to do it a little bit thicker. I'm going to try to squish it back together. Because I want the glitter. Will that cover it? That's the question. Trying to keep it in one spot. Let's try that. If I don't like it, we'll just do it over again. We'll see what happens in just a second. I just pulled it out. Of course, it's dull. It was on parchment paper, but it looks pretty good. I think once we put the resin on top, it should shine it back up. It's not exactly flat, but I'm going to press down on it while I cure it, I think. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, that's definitely sparkling behind it. Let's get that cured real quick and see what it looks like. I pulled it out of the thing and I was just going to finish it up since it's the same thing, but look what happened. When I was trimming around the edge like this, it pulled this side loose. So you could see the air bubble in there. So this paper was too thick. What I'm going to try, I think I'm going to do it right here in the bezel. I'm going to mix up a little bit of resin. Let me get my other resin. A little bit thinner resin. Because this is flat and it's got a lip on it to hold it in. This one's almost empty, so give me a minute. Come on, you got just enough in here, I know it. So yeah, don't make your paper too thick or it will just peel away from that. I'm just gonna put some more glitter in here and lay it in the bezel and we'll see if that works. Because it did cure the glitter through the UV resin, so that wasn't the issue. The issue was me trimming it. So I'm going to put it in the bezel first, because that is such a pretty glitter. And then this will give us a flat surface that we can just glue the cabochon onto. There we go. Now I will cure that. And the glass cabochon should magnify that glitter. I don't know, that's what I think it should do. Whether it does it or not, I don't know. We'll be back in 1 second. What I think I'm going to do, this is cured through, which is great, but instead of using the E6000, I think I'm going to do it the same way I've been doing the others. That way resin will be sticking to resin. Let me just get a drip on there. And obviously be careful when you do this one, because you don't want it coming out the sides, but you don't want bubbles either. And that should adhere it a little bit better. And I'm going to hold it because it's a little bumpy on the back, so it won't sit even. Okay. That was 2 minutes. And it is solid. It's on there. Check that out. That's the best way to do the glitter, I think. Gorgeous. Well, guys, that was like the easiest, fastest video ever, but with stunning results. These are amazing. I will get you some good pictures up close so you can see them and study them. All you members of my channel, you can go back and look at them at any time. Thank you, all my channel members. I appreciate every one of you for supporting me and helping me doing this every day. So if you do want to join and you want to be able to get all the perks that the normal subscribers don't get, then go ahead and click that link in my description box and you can become a channel member too for just $1.99 a month. Helps me buy supplies, helps me stay on the air every single day for you guys. Saying that, I appreciate everybody, whether you are or are not a channel member. I appreciate you just viewing my videos. So thank you guys so much. I hope you learned something. Go out and try it. It's super cool. Everything's linked in the description for you to try it. Have fun and post them on my Facebook group. If you are not a part of the Facebook group, get in there. What are you waiting for? There's so much activity on there. All right, guys, I will see you later. You all have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.